Social media giant Meta is being urged to reverse its decision to lower the minimum age for WhatsApp. Yesterday, the limit dropped from 16 to 13 in the UK, in the EU. That brings it into line with most of the rest of the world and with other social media apps. There has been a lot of criticism, though, including from campaign group Smartphone Free Childhood. It said the move was tone deaf. The group wants parents to rethink giving their young children smartphones. Well, one of its co-founders, Claire Fernyhough, joins me now. Claire, thank you for coming into the studio to talk about this. Many people will be thinking, WhatsApp's okay, it's just a messaging service. Why are you so concerned about it?
And I think that's exactly the problem. Most parents think that WhatsApp is the safe platform, so they might say, well, actually, we're not going to let them have TikTok or Instagram, but WhatsApp's fine. What we know from the evidence is that actually it's really not safe. Children are regularly watching pornography. We know that 50% of children, 12-year-old boys, are watching pornography. They're seen out on WhatsApp, often at school, where they're watching really extreme content. We know that by the age of 15, 75% of children have seen a beheading video. There's some really, really extreme stuff on there. And so Meta making this decision to bring down the age is signalling to parents that, yes, this is a safe app, but we actually know that it's not. And that's before we even start talking about all the cyberbullying.
So you think that children under 14 shouldn't have smartphones and children under 16 shouldn't be on social media? I guess the question is, this is tricky for parents, isn't it? Because these phones are around, social media is a part of our everyday lives. At what point do you bring it into a child's life? If you leave it too late, isn't it more dangerous?
Yeah, and that's often an argument that we hear. And what we would say to that is that that's what's happening already. Parents are trying to get their children used to these phones at a young age, and it's a good argument. The problem is these apps are designed by the brightest brains in the world to keep us all scrolling and clicking for 24 hours a day. You know, even we as adults find it hard. So when you're a child and you've got a developing brain, it's very hard to resist this. So our argument would be, give them a chance to let their brains develop properly, let their self-regulation and their executive function develop, and then when they're old enough, probably 16, that's when they should start to use these apps. But any earlier, it's just simply not fair. They don't stand a chance against these big brains in Silicon Valley, do they?
If you have a parent who says, look, I really do need to give my child a phone for safety reasons, is there anything they can do to help?
So, and there will always be exemptions. There will always be some children who, for whatever reason, really do need a smartphone. And to be clear, we're not anti-brick phones. We think that actually children should be allowed, when they go to secondary school, to have a brick phone. You can even get a tracker as well if you want to track your child. So they can contact their friends, they can contact their parents. What they don't need is 24-hour access to the internet in their pocket all the time. And, you know, because they can't get away from this content. And we know that we're hearing from teachers that the biggest thing they're dealing with at school is bullying. It's going on all night, children are not sleeping, and then if they have their phones taken away, they're not sleeping because of all the FOMO. So this is a massive issue. But yeah, for parents, give them a brick phone, that's absolutely fine. They don't need a smartphone.